Alright. This is a Brother Charger 651. It is a side load class 15 zigzag machine from Japan. As you may have noticed, it is in a heap of pieces, and the reason for that is that I didn't know if this machine would be salvageable. It needs a whole new rewiring, and I got it out of a house clean out for a sewing machine dealer. So it was unknown quality from a stash. Anyhow, as you can see, I pulled the front panel off because the stitch length knob is seized in this panel. And as you can see, it's got tight fit in here for this knob, and I think this is the part that's seized because the stitch length mechanism came apart with no issues. So I am going to put this through the sonic cleaner to get all of the grime that may have worked its way up into it out, and clean it since I've got it apart. And then I need to get this knob to come loose from in here, and what's happened is this is the zigzag adjustment lever. This keeps coming loose. And popping out, so I'm going to pull that spring and stuff, and we'll get that back together. So I took this apart and then realized I probably should film it, since this is a pretty standard setup for these machines. It's got the lever here, dial, and 2 stoppers for the zigzag width. But for now, we have to get this piece to come loose from here, and that is one of the problems with cheap pot metal or white metal or whatever. As it oxidizes, it will swell. So this knob in there is cheap white metal, and it has swollen inside the other cheap white metal piece, and now it doesn't want to turn. So I'm gonna have to very carefully, because all this metal is very brittle, devise a system to support as much of this as possible on the outside, and then gently press or tap the middle out, and then once we've got this separated, I can polish the inside of that so that this runs free. And the previous person who had this spent a lot of time cranking on it with a pair of pliers, because they managed to get all of the chrome finish off of this pot metal knob. So that is the situation right now with this Brother Charger 651, and as soon as I get parts cleaned, I will do a video about reassembling the control panel, since I had to take it apart. And I guess while I'm at it, I will pop this tensioner out and run the tensioner through the sonic cleaner too, to get all the goo out of it. Okay, I've carefully separated this knob out of this plate, and you can see how badly swollen this is, because separating it popped the chrome off the backside here. And so, and you can see how rough the inside of this plate is. I carefully supported all the way around the edge and tapped gently from the back to get this to pop out, because if you, like I said, this stuff is really brittle, all this white metal, so you can't hit it very hard, and you can't crank on it very hard with anything. You have to just tap gently and be careful. But if you have one of these class 15 zigzag machines and the knob is stuck, it may be because that pot metal has started to swell And what I'm going to do to fix this is I'm going to take fine wet and dry sandpaper, and I'm going to polish the knob very, very smooth, and I'm going to polish the inside of this hole on the plate as smooth as I can until it runs free again. And that should be good and a permanent fix, because this pot metal only swells and corrodes from the inside a certain amount, you know, in the first 30 or 40 years that it's around. And now that it's done all of its internal corroding, it should be its final size, and you'll be able to polish this up, and then this machine will be just fine for the rest of its service life.